Okay. I think count to 10 and then I should be out of view.
Okay, right. Hello. So today we're going to do something new. It's quite new for me as well. And what I would like to introduce you to is a slightly different twist on chair yoga. My first teacher was BKS Iyengar, and he was fondly known as the furniture guru, using props, using blocks, using bolsters, using straps, and using chairs. So I have recently acquired a very sturdy Iyengar designed chair. And I hope you will enjoy this, and I hope you will be enlightened a bit. You know, I think a lot of people can be put off, you know. What on earth do you do in an upright chair that you can't do in any other chair? Well, that's the thing. This chair, this upright chair, needs to be sturdy. It needs to not to collapse. You know, it's made of metal. It has various areas where you can hold, and we'll be doing a bit of that as well. So before we start, I would like to say that what is also very useful to have is such a flat little platform. Some people have long legs, some people have short legs. Mine are the latter, they're quite short. So what we want to have is when we're sitting, first of all, with the feet fully on the platform, about hip distance apart, just nice and comfortable. It's nice to have this right angle bend of the leg. So in other words, the thigh should be parallel with the floor. And then you have that sitting position, which is very comfortable and very correct for your alignment, as you will see just now. The other thing to do is to just scoot forward, not on the very, very edge, but not leaning back into it. We want to be able to sit up nice and tall. So that's it. So the movements that I'd like to share with you are beginners. They're pretty basic. And I'm quite new to this chair business, so I've got a little crib sheet here. So, and hence I must wear my glasses. So let us start. So arranging yourself, you want to feel that your two sitting bones are making contact with the seat of the chair, that you're not slouched back into it, but you're sitting upright with a straight spine, with your shoulders relaxed down, with your chin drawn in. And that will bring your head into alignment with your spine. Very important. It's all about alignment. So it's not this, but this. Right. So we're ready to begin. Each of the movements you can hold for a couple of minutes. 1 to 3 minutes is a good stay. And then if you're doing it on both sides, you will then do it on the second side, also for the same length of time. That'll keep the body nicely in balance. So, here we go. So what we're going to do is a little bit of upper body strengthening. As we age, they tell us that it's important to have strength in the upper body, not just in your legs. If you do a lot of walking, it's great, but the upper body needs to be strong for many reasons. So this is one of those, to strengthen the biceps and the triceps. So I'm holding on around this leg here, and I'm going to do two things. I'm going to pull up. My hands are holding, and I'm pulling on either side of the chair. Notice how my torso lengthens, how my chest moves out slightly, and how I bring that into alignment by drawing the chin inwards, rolling the shoulders back and down. Now, holding that little bit of pressure, you will feel that your sitting bones are making more contact with your chair. And here we stay. Long, deep breathing, adjusting slightly every now and then. You'll feel it's quite a strong, steady pull on those arm muscles. So we didn't sit in our chairs just to lounge around and drink cups of tea. Oh no. There is work involved. As they say, nothing comes from nothing. So we have to put some elbow grease into it. So I'm still holding, still pulling, still feeling both sitting bones connecting with the chair. All right, so that's the first one. The second one, you are bringing your hands with the palms flat on the chair. So it's right next to your hips. So this time we're going to lift the buttocks up. So it requires quite a lot of muscle movement in your arms, but it also requires a little bit of abdominal strength, helps too. So it's a good stretch for both those areas. So here we go. Always going into the movement, you inhale, you got a lung full of air. Exhale as you make the effort. So you might not be able to hold this for any length of time. So stay with it as long as you can, and then you can lower yourself down again. Take another breath in. Hold. Exhale as you lift. It's quite hard work. It's a warm day here, and I can feel that I'm beginning to sweat a little bit. So you don't mind a bit of sweating, do you? At least we know we're doing something worthwhile. Do it one more time. Inhale, lift the chest, pull the shoulders down, draw your chin in. Exhale, lift. Your arms might start to shake a little bit. That's fine. You're building strength. It's the equivalent of lifting weights. So there's that. So there's the pulling down and there's the pushing upwards. A very simple stretch, simply taking the arms overhead. This is a mudra with the fingers all touching one another, and then crossing the thumbs over each other helps to keep the fingers all steady together. So I've lifted up. Again, I'm drawing my chin in. And I think of creating even more length from my armpits to my elbows. Lift a little bit higher from my elbows to the tips of my fingers. Try not to lower your arms too soon. Breathe your way through it. As long as you are breathing, you are taking in prana, the life force, and that is what literally gives us life. It's not just about oxygen. Yes, our muscles need oxygen to keep them working. So just keep breathing deeply. A little bit more effort. Again, 1 to 3 minutes is good, especially if you're a total beginner. And then release your arms down. Place your hands on your knees. You can close your eyes just for a moment if you wish, just to feel what's happening there with that little bit of effort. It should feel quite tingly. It's a nice feeling. We've moved muscle, we've moved the fascia, which connects everything to everything else. And we just enjoy that little rest and acknowledgement of our efforts. All right. So this time, we're doing the same movement with the arms, the crossover of the thumbs. And we're going to lengthen as much as we can. And then we're going to tilt forward. So it's not that, it's keeping the arms as straight as possible. It's quite a lot of work. And elongating again, but that leaning forward creates an angle. Same story as the previous one, which was completely upright. This takes a little bit more effort. So what helps is to make sure that you are grounding into the belly and activating a little bit of core strength. So simply by pulling the navel inwards, you will feel that activation. And we're breathing. And release. Again, rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. You might want to take a nice refresher breath. A deep in and out. Relax your shoulders. Relax your tongue in your mouth. Let the jaw just drop slightly, just to release any tension. When we're making effort, we tend to tighten the jaw and the eyes. Relax. All right. So now taking it a step further, we're going to do a simple forward fold. So if you have a lower back issue, I find very often that people hold a lot of fear there because the body has memory and they might have injured it a number of years ago, but the body somehow remembers, and that connects to the mind. And they say, uh-oh, no, I don't think I want to do that. So this is something that perhaps gradually and gracefully and without fear, we move away from that. So this forward fold is a good start. You've got a little support for your feet, and you simply fold forward. You need to perhaps leave this one out or just take a little extra support with your elbows on your thighs and just drop your head. And then as time goes by, you think, okay, I feel I can go a little deeper now. And you start to feel, I'm feeling that stretch in my lower back. A stretch is good, but an overstretching is not good. And one needs to learn the subtle difference. And it comes just with practice. It doesn't happen instantly. Remember, it's the journey that counts, not the destination. So, continuing on this forward fold, these legs here. Spine. You can also try taking your feet off the platform. If you feel you can go deeper, you take your arms from the inside, holding the base of the legs, and there again, you can pull down. Keep both feet firmly on the floor. In other words, don't roll the feet out. Keep the arch, the inner foot, up against your platform. They're all standard size, these yoga props. And you pull, you relax. It's lovely. And you breathe. So if you have a little bit of a tummy, and who doesn't as we get older, and you might feel a bit of compression in the tummy, in which case, plan B. Don't go all the way down, just a little way down, but hold. There's lots of places on these chairs where you can get a grip. Right. One more variation. In Yin, we have this exercise called butterfly. I've pressed the soles of the feet together, and your feet are resting on your platform. You can again fold forward to wherever it works for you. Now you are beginning to open up the hip area from the groin. Okay, so just have a sense of that. You can rest your elbows on the thighs. You can press the thighs out a little bit by bringing your hands into prayer mudra. That's the first position. Or, if your body allows, you can drop all the way down. Now, I have these two wonderful blocks here. Again, standard yoga props. And I'm using them now. And you can use them in various ways. Very versatile. You can rest your hands on them. You can turn them upright. Oh, there are many ways, and one has to play with them. It's fun, okay? So let's put those aside for now. And on we go. Now, we're going to straighten the legs out. So I'm just shifting this platform a little further forward, and I'm shifting my weight forward on the chair. Not on the very edge, but slightly back, so you feel secure. And I'm resting my heels with the feet flexed. I've got a grip here, and I lean forward. Again, please do not go into, oh my goodness me. The most important thing is that you're using your yoga mat to keep you, yes, if you do that, it'll move, but it's not going to slip, right? It's not going to slip forward. So then you have to say, okay, right, got my feet in place, I'm holding on, and I can lean into it. This is a fantastic stretch of the sciatic nerve that starts in the hip and goes all the way down to your heel. The sciatic nerve is the strongest and thickest nerve in the body. And if you've ever had sciatica, you know that it can be pretty sore. So, a way to keep that nerve in good trim is to stretch. So ordinarily, if you're doing your yoga, you will be on your mat, seated. We are using our chairs, so we don't need to get down onto our knees to do it. So it's lovely. I really enjoy this. It's a very strong stretch. So again, it's a stretch that you want to do as a process, progress, slowly, slowly does it. Okay, and you can see, yeah, it's moving forward a little bit. And those are our straight legs. What's next? There is a hatha yoga pose called Garuda Asana. And a Garuda is an eagle, that noble bird. So what we're doing is as if you're crossing your legs, but you're kind of like wrapping one around the other. If you can see my feet in the lower half, they are now truly wrapped. We echo that with our arms. So the knee that's on top, for the arm to wrap over it is the opposite arm to top knee. Here we go. Doing the same action. And the hands form the head of the eagle. A slight tilting of the fingers. Chin in. This is a most delicious asana. What it's doing, what I'm feeling, is that horizontal stretch outwards of the shoulder blade area. So of the upper to middle back, visible as lower down in the spine, in the lower back. So it requires a little bit more work. So with this wrapping, it's pulling those shoulder blades apart from each other, and it's a lovely stretch. So then we change legs. So about 5 years ago, I had a full hip replacement, and I've never looked back. So if you have been through that process, you might feel different on one side to the other. Not a problem. We're not staying here for long. It's not good, as you know. If you've had a hip replacement, you don't want to be forcing the leg across and over the middle line. All right, so we're just very slightly over. So remember, opposite arm to top knee, wraps around. Such a lovely stretch. And whilst you're holding, remember your long, deep breathing. Really filling up the lungs with each inhale, exhaling fully, emptying out. And time passes. And we release. Again, because the body's worked, so we want to give it that little bit of time to digest. And for you to make that mental connection of, oh, that's what I'm feeling. Okay, good. So if you wish, closing your eyes for a moment. Continue with your long, deep breathing. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Alrighty, on we go. This is a hatha exercise called Padma Asana. Pad is like road, pad, using your feet. So we're lifting, just bringing the ankle area and draping it over the thigh. You will notice that almost as soon as you go into this position, it's not a cross leg, it's the ankle resting on the thigh. You can then use a little bit of pressure onto that inner knee if you wish. It feels so nice. Where will you feel it? In the outer hip. Remember that the hip joint can do like a 360 turn. So that's where you will feel it, in the outer hip. Again, 1 to 3 minutes, lovely. Sitting upright. Sitting like a yogi, shoulders relaxed. Simply enjoying the sensation of, in this very gentle way, opening the hip. So that's the one side. And the other side, you see this leg is the one that has the fancy titanium hip in it. So it doesn't have quite the same flexibility, but just using this gentle pressure is good. No harm done. You feel it there in the outer hip. Feels good. Again, sitting, breathing, paying attention to your posture. You will feel it. All right, so Padmasana. Okay, we're going to do some twists. Why are we going to twist? The spine needs to stretch up, we need to bend back, we need to bend forward, and we need to twist to keep it healthy. And it's capable of doing all of that. So if you really want to invest in your golden years, you will keep your spine healthy by doing a bit of everything. Forward bend, backward bend, sideward bend, and twist. Here we go. I'm simply just twisting around in my chair. There's all these legs and seats and things to hang on to. And with that little bit of traction, wow, magic. So I'm looking over my shoulder. Oh, heaven. It's static, but my goodness, one can feel it. It's very simple. Just turning around, twisting. You will feel that you're working those lower vertebrae into that delicious twist. And then over to the other side, same story, looking over the shoulder. Again, for 1 to 3 minutes. And I think that's about it. So now we're just scooting back a little bit so that you can take the back rest in your middle back area. Separate your feet to the outer sides, resting your hands on your knees or just cupping your hands together and touching the thumb tips. This is your simple Shavasana, taking the support of the chair, simply sitting and breathing and relaxing, and allowing that body-mind action to truly harmonize. So, when you feel that you've had a nice little rest in your trusty chair, you can come up. I hope you can see the top of my head. So, you can also do a final little twist if you like. Your feet are hip distance apart. Your toes are pointing forward. You're holding on. And you simply drop. Now we're working the shoulder area. Feels very nice. Just that. Doesn't get simpler than that. So, thank you for joining me. Chairs are certainly quite an adventure. We hear a lot about chair yoga. This one is a little bit different. It's based on the teachings of BKS Iyengar. And I hope you enjoyed it. And there is much more, believe me, there are really quite extraordinary things one can do. And I will demonstrate that at a later stage. But for now,